We're being siloed into a bubble. Our likes empower the algorithm. It feeds us what we want to keep us engaged. It wants to sell our attention. We slip deeper into a constraining narrative. But we must break free. We must burst the bubble. Truths will be learned. Cognitive dissonance will make our hearts and heads ache. Different perspectives will bring us wisdom. Some truths will be hilarious, others painful. But we must be free. We must break into the DisAlgorithm.
All right, hey, welcome to the DisAlgorithm. It's been pretty crazy. It seems like every day something else is happening. I laugh because it's just ridiculous by now. Just all the crazy stuff that's happened. So I'm going to get into some of it today. If you don't know, I'm part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and yesterday there was an attack on one of our churches. It was the same day that most of us found out that our prophet had passed away. He was a great man, and if you ever want to hear a man who loved Jesus Christ and loved his family and loved our church, just look up videos of President Russell M. Nelson. He was an amazing man and a prophet, seer, and revelator of our church, and we will miss him very much. If you're not familiar with the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, you might know it as the Mormon religion. We kind of don't like to be called Mormons, but just because it has nothing to do with our faith, the Book of Mormon is a compilation of books from ancient America that were compiled together by the Prophet Mormon, and that's why it's called the Book of Mormon. We don't worship Mormon. We don't worship Joseph Smith. We worship Jesus Christ and our Heavenly Father. And if you want to know about it, just go to LDS.org. And I suggest you look up speeches and talks by any of our prophets, Russell M. Nelson, or any of the past ones. But we'll be having a conference soon on October 4th and 5th. And that's streamed across the world. You can find it on YouTube or LDS.org. And it's just when our leaders of our church get together and have talks, but this is going to be a pretty eventful one because our prophet just passed away. So I'm not sure what's going to happen as far as if they're going to be naming the new prophet, which is going to be Dallin H. Oaks. I don't know if they're going to be confirming him or anything, but it should be an interesting one. And they just had an attack on a church that same day. I guess we'll get into it, and I'll just play this for you.
At least 4 people were killed and 8 others wounded yesterday during an attack on a church in Michigan. Authorities say the suspect, identified as 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford, drove a vehicle through the front doors of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township. before he began shooting at worshipers attending Sunday service. Police believe the suspect then intentionally set fire to the church, reducing much of the building to rubble, where investigators say more victims may still be found. Officials note that as many as 3 improvised devices were also found at that scene. The suspected gunman, who was killed after exchanging fire with police, is from a nearby town and has a military background. He served in the Marines for 4 years and was deployed to Iraq, according to a Marine Corps spokesman. At this hour, authorities are still working to uncover a motive for the attack, but the FBI says it's investigating this as an act of targeted violence. President Trump reacted to the fatal shooting on social media yesterday, calling it horrendous, describing it as yet another targeted attack on Christians in the U.S. and writing, "This epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately." We're going to have a live report from the scene just a little while from now on Morning Joe. And turning then to the big story in Washington. Today, President Trump will meet with 4 top congressional leaders at the White House, just one day before the deadline to avoid a government shutdown. Nothing like waiting until the last minute. Republicans.
So, there's just been a lot of attacks on Christianity and a lot of attacks on.
The body scanner reveals the brutal truth about your body
Just,
that your regular scale will never tell you. For weeks, my scale showed I wasn't
terrorism.
losing.
Attacks on
7
people.
News Detroit starts right now with a breaking news alert.
An horrific attack on a Michigan church. The suspect igniting a fire, then opening fire.
Canlis Road at Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints across a holly. Active shooter on this location and the building's on fire.
The death toll rising as first responders combed through the debris of the church. Survivors in shock.
He pointed his gun at our car and fired 3 shots. 2 of them went through our windshield and just missed me.
We were worshiping our Savior, Jesus Christ, and then this happens. But it's not shaking my faith.
We begin tonight following the deadly attack on a church in Grand Blanc.
It's just pure evil. And we're seeing a lot of it today in the world. And it seems to just be escalating every day. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. This guy says he met this person who.
Hello, everyone. I'm talking to Chris right now, and
did this.
He contacted me a short time ago.
Because everyone's trying to figure out who this guy is and why he did this.
Earlier today, you came to the realization that you say that you talked to the person who.
Apparently, he didn't write anything down on any of his bullets, so we don't know what's going on.
Did this horrible thing in Grambling Township?
I did last week. It was Wednesday or Thursday. I'm running for city council and I'm canvassing, and I had an address on my map that I went to, and I came across a gentleman. He was very friendly, and he had interacted positively with me, and we got out of the vehicle. We started just to talk, and after a short while, the conversation went to the Church of Latter-day Saints, Mormonism, and he just made the position multiple times that Mormons are the Antichrist, and he, in not so many terms, said that several times. He gave me his background, but I just walked away from a person who had some very sharp views about Mormons.
Yeah, so you were just out campaigning for the election in November coming up, I'm assuming?
That is correct.
And so you're just shaking hands, looking to meet people. You come across his door. Have you matched it up? Is it the address the same as this person? Have you looked?
It is, yes. I mean, it is not only the address, but it's also the person that I spoke with. I have a friend in Utah who is involved with the LDS church. I sent him a voice message saying I had a conversation with a person who had very sharp views, and it's just like you come across a lot of different people while you campaign. Yeah. And I shared this with him on Friday, and then we had our Sunday dinner, and I ended up seeing a photo. That was the exact guy I spoke to last week.
So you saw the guy, and I'm not gonna, the shooter, you saw his picture on the news or on social media, and what was your first reaction?
Shock. I mean, to have just interacted with a person who, again, he had very sharp views. And when we first started speaking, very positive, we just made just general chit chat. And then he went to his background, how he was a Marine. He had served overseas. And again, I'm going to paraphrase because I'm just going from memory, but he, to start new, had moved out to Utah to plow snow. He then began a relationship with a woman who was in the LDS church, and then in not so many, when the conversation changed to tattoos, which he had a lot of, and how he had to have all his tattoos removed in order to be, in for certain religious ceremonies. And it was just a piece where I was very careful how I answered, because it's one of those things where I did not know what response was going to be acceptable to him. And so it was a case of like, I just wanted to get off the door and away from him.
So you just wanted to be nice and say, okay, have a nice day.
Exactly. And just try to do it the easiest way possible while kind of just walking, one step at a time. And again, when I first started, my daughter was with me. She was in the car because we're, driving from house to house. He was very nice. I mean, he was extremely nice. My daughter has special needs. She reached out to him. He held her hand. He was he talked about his child who had a serious medical concern and how just the care there.
Yep.
For what?
So it goes from a guy that's, in a relationship with a member of the church, and he's not totally agreeing with some of the points of view, to where he's saying that we're antichrist and that he's going to kill us. I mean, what is wrong with this guy? What is wrong with people? He thinks that's the answer. He's so upset about whatever. He thinks killing people is the answer. So this doesn't seem to be politically motivated in any way. It seems he specifically had a problem with the church and a particular member. I wonder where she is. Maybe we'll be hearing from her soon, but man, how bizarre that he just decides to kill people as the answer. What did he think? He think God would like that, or what? Well, he ended up getting killed. So, I mean, I hope he enjoys hell. I think it's safe to say he will be there. So, whatever. People are so crazy. I'll continue listening to this, but yeah, I don't see how you go from investigating the church to hating it that much that you're going to kill members. Just random members. Where's that girl? Where is she buried? Or is she okay? Or are we going to hear from her?
Whatever reason, the conversation shifted from chit chat into what are your thoughts about the Church of, the Church of Latter-day Saints. And again, my cousin played football at BYU. I have friends who, so I have a history with BYU in the Mormon church. You don't know what you're going to say that could potentially cause a reaction. So I kept my views to myself and walked away.
So at no time did you feel there wasn't any threatening or violence? It was just kind of you thought off the wall kind of talking.
Exactly. It wasn't like next week, this Sunday I'm going to do. It was more of a case of just views that were shared. And again, I mean, what I just walked away from was a person who was very animated and mentioned that, for lack of a better term, that Mormons were the Antichrist.
Okay. And obviously troubling, but nothing that you would need to alert police for anything.
No, I mean, not to say just in pop.
So he had a bunch of weapons and IEDs. There was IEDs discovered on the scene, from what I'm hearing. So he would have to prepare those. So if this guy's talking to him like a week ago, I mean, he got all that stuff together and decided to do this in the meantime, or was he planning that during the same time he was talking to this guy? It's pretty interesting.
Pop culture, but if you listen to enough YouTube, social media, like you hear different views on either side, and so it wasn't anything that I would say was violence inducing, but just people of all stripes have very sharp views, and I was like, okay, and I just, again, I have a very indirect relationship with the Church of Latter-day Saints, and I just kept those views to myself and just very carefully walked away.
Okay, so and you are saying that
Church
you are
of Jesus
100% sure
Christ
this is the same
of Latter-day
individual you talked to.
Saints.
Was it last week?
Yes, it was last Wednesday or Thursday. Dave, 1,000,000% I spoke with
Okay.
him. I can
Now,
remember, where his house is. I had the conversation. Yes.
okay, a lot of people want always to know in these horrible situations why someone does this. So, in your mind, this maybe answers that question.
It has to be. I mean, there was very little political talk when we spoke, and it wasn't that. I mean, Dave, I mean, outside of just like, hey, how are you? How's the weather? It immediately shifted towards his thoughts on the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah. How you live in the community? How sad is this? Because I got the call this morning. I heard about it. And I just hard to believe. I mean, I live about a half hour north of
The
where
whole
you're at, and
the
I
whole
went down there. It's just really hard to
Latter-day
believe right
Saint
now that this
community
actually
is
happened in,
devastated right now.
It's insane because my daughter, she has a therapist that's on McCandless Road, so we know the area. And again, I was in church when we had a friend who lives in St. Louis. He shared the message with us, and we're reading it in church. And I'm looking, I where my seat is, I'm next to the window. I'm looking out the window. I don't know if this is part of a larger coordinated issue. And I go to Solid Rock Community Church, and
I know a lot of the security around our churches are going to be really ramped up. So, yeah, we aren't going to let this happen again. You guys can try to attack us all you want and call us a cult and do whatever, but, evil won't prevail. Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. He will protect us, and if all you can do is send us home to our Heavenly Father in Jesus Christ, then so be it. We aren't afraid of death. This isn't going to ruin our faith. It's not going to drive a wedge in between us and our Lord. So you're not accomplishing anything, and you're just, securing your place in hell.
We're very vigilant about safety, and I'm just looking out the window because you don't know what could be happening. And then I came home this afternoon, and I see a photo of him. 1,000,000% that was the gentleman I spoke with last week.
Yeah, really. I mean, a sad situation all around. And when I was working on the news, I couldn't say this, but I think we all need to pray for not only everyone there and the first responders. I was seeing police. I was seeing FBI literally almost in tears having to see these things in person. So I think we need to pray for everybody because this country, it's unnerving.
It's very scary, and we just don't. And when you first hear about it, you didn't know what direction, and then you come to this. And I think what I want to reinforce that this is not a blue or red issue. This is 100% personally held beliefs. And again, this gentleman kind of told me about his past and about the ups and the downs. And
did he go into his military background at all, or no?
Well, he said he was a Marine and that he was deployed overseas. I don't know if it was Iraq or Afghanistan, but he was of that age where it was in the probably early 2000s. And again, he spoke about just some experiences with drug use and making, he said, I'm going to make a change. And he moved. I don't know how. Again, this is we're just doing this in the driveway. So it's
someone you just met.
We just met, but he was one of those people where he was very animated, very outgoing, and he just shared. And with that, he just, in a nutshell, said, I was looking for a change. I moved to Utah, and then things happened. And I can't substantiate what other things I've heard, but just his experience with the Mormon church led him to have some very sharp views.
Okay. And like you said, you are, there's no way for me to confirm what you're saying, but you told me you did reach out to someone else with these concerns like days ago. So you're 100% sure. And it's just, prayers go out to everyone because this is just sad situation. But thank you for talking because it helps people maybe wrap their mind around it a little bit. So, and obviously we're not in his head. I don't know what, but this gives us an idea of maybe what was going on.
Exactly. And that's the piece too, where I was a total stranger.
This guy was crazy. So there's a lot of talk about, he's a Trump supporter, blah, blah, blah. It has nothing to do with it. It is, this guy is crazy. He was investigating the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and decided he was going to kill members because of, I don't know how you would get to that point. This guy was obviously dealing with some demons. And, yep, he can just hang out with those demons now. Because he decided to act that way. So this is saying down here that there's 5 dead now. I can't imagine what those people are going through. As soon as I heard about it, I went and prayed and just asking Jesus and the angels to be with those people. And with all of us, because it seems evil is on the rise big time. It's just every day something else is happening. And we just need to be strong. And yeah, this definitely seems like end times as far as, I don't know how bad it's going to get. But it's just very concerning.
This was just a house on a street that I had marked to talk to, and I went and and again, it was a very positive, engaging conversation to start, and then it did shift. But in regards to this, like just in terms of this, I have a friend who is involved with the Church of Latter-day Saints in Orem, Utah. I sent him a voice message on Facebook last Friday, recounting my experience with a gentleman who had some very sharp views, and I shared that with you as well. So in terms of timestamp, I mean, this is not a day of advantageous piece. Like, I documented this with my friend.
Yeah, and you are is it a current city council, or what's the position you're running for?
Well, I'm a candidate for city council in Burton, so that's why I was going across the city, reaching out to people who had voted in the primary and reaching out for the upcoming general election.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. Like I said, we're going to pray for everyone, and I appreciate you giving the insight. Just thank you so much.
Scammers, stalkers.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. So that guy did meet him. He thought he was a little concerning and actually talked to someone about it. It's not mandatory. Nothing is mandatory. Oh, okay. Yeah, this person's saying it's a lie. Sounds like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I wonder if we can ever hear from her. I don't know if I want to. If I want to scroll through this, I don't want to see some of the stuff that people are saying. All right, yeah, okay. So it looks like there's 5 dead now.
Authorities identify the alleged gunman behind a deadly shooting and fire incident at a Michigan LDS church. During an updated press conference today,
how would you get that far in your head, man?
Suspect as 40-year-old Thomas
he had
Jacob
to prepare.
Sanford. Authorities noted, however, the investigation is still in the preliminary stages, and they do not yet have a motive for the shooting or fire.
You know, something just occurred to me. He said he was very animated and had just moved and was changing a lot of things in his life. I wonder if he was a drug user, because he said he was very animated, and he kept on repeating that, and it struck him that he needed to be careful what he said around this guy. So I wonder if he was in some kind of manic phase and was he might have been on drugs or whatnot. So I'm sure some of this stuff will be coming out, but that's what it sounds like to me, just from what he was saying.
Allegedly set a fire at the church and drove a vehicle into the building before opening fire. Authorities
Who
also
does
confirmed
that, man?
all current victims are in the
Just
hospital
random
due to
people?
gunshot wounds and gave another update on their conditions.
We have 2 victims who are now deceased. One additional one had died at a local hospital. And again, that suspect is deceased as well.
People aren't even safe at their church, man. And it's just getting crazy. I'm sorry I keep on pausing it. I'm
7
I'm really upset about this.
Other victims at this time are in stable condition. 1 is in critical condition.
The church confirmed they are working with local law enforcement and thanked everyone for keeping the community in their prayers. Another press conference is scheduled here soon, and Zachary Coleman has more.
Police in Michigan said on Sunday a man drove his vehicle through the front doors of a church and shot at least 10 people, killing 2 of them. The deadly attack on the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints stunned this local resident in Grand Blanc, Michigan, about an hour's drive from Detroit.
Like the fact that my hands are shaking. Like it's 10 minutes down the road from where I live, my home. That's insane.
The police chief said the shooter got out of his vehicle firing an assault-style weapon. Officials added that hundreds of people were in the church, which was set on fire when the vehicle smashed into it. The police chief identified the suspect as 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford from the nearby town of Burton. He said the suspect died at the scene in an exchange of fire with 2 officers who rushed to the church. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is informally known as the Mormon Church. U.S. President Donald Trump wrote on social media that he had been briefed on the shooting and characterized it as, quote, yet another targeted attack on Christians in the United States of America, and said the FBI was on the scene.
And we are taking you live to Grand Blanc, Michigan, where local authorities are providing more details on a shooting and fire incident at a local LDS church. Let's listen in.
So it didn't seem like he was attacking Christians as a whole. It sounds like he was Christian. I mean, no one Christian does this kind of stuff, but it seems like he had a specific problem with Mormons and with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and their members. And, yeah, like that comment on that other video, it sounds like he got rejected by a girl and, was just like put off by having to, I don't know. Because you don't have to remove your tattoos. I've never heard that. I mean, I've heard of people deciding to do that, but that is not necessary. Like, you get tattoos, you don't need to take them off. You already made that decision. Taking them off isn't really, a part of repentance or anything like that. It's you deciding not to do it anymore is turning away from it. So, I mean, and people have their own beliefs of whether or not that is considered wrong or not, but there's no doctrine in the church that tells you need to remove your tattoos. Or nothing I've heard. I mean, yeah, that's ridiculous. It sounds like he just got something in his head and decided to, why would you even do that though? Even if you, I don't know. I think he is this crazy person on drugs. We'll see what happened.
As Lieutenant Vetter said, we will take a couple questions upon the conclusion of this press conference. With me here on the stage is Supervisor Scott Bennett, Fire Department Chief of Grand Blanc Township, Jamie Gent, DNR Chief Jason Haynes, FBI Acting Special Agent in Charge Ruben Coleman, and the ATF James Deere, who is the Special Agent in charge for this area in Michigan. I have a couple updates for you. There is a couple additional bodies that we've discovered in the church.
Ah, jeez.
So that makes our total victim count up to 4 victims. As I said before, there has already been the suspect who is deceased as well. So we have 5 deceased persons from this tragic incident.
Okay.
Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this incident that could have been completely avoided. And it's very tragic, and that's not what our community is. I'm confident that we're going to overcome this, as Grand Blanc always overcomes these type of incidents. I'd also like to acknowledge the heroism of not only the first responders, but the people who were inside that church at the time. They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety.
Of course.
Just hundreds of people just practicing.
That would
their
be
faith.
everyone's first thought would be to protect the children. If you know how family centered our church is, once anyone realized that there was a danger, they would have been thinking about any of the children.
Just extreme courage, brave, and that's the type of community that we are. Law enforcement, again, we were on scene within 30 seconds from that original 911 call. Within 8 minutes, that suspect was neutralized in the back parking lot of the church by a DNR officer and a Grand Blanc Township.
Pretty cool, huh? That's the laser strike system from us here at Vanish. This little bullet drops into just about any gun.
Officer. So where we're at right now, we're working tirelessly. We're working all night on this particular incident. I know that you guys have questions, and it's not only this community, but it's nationwide, all throughout the United States. So we're working hand in hand with our federal partners. So I'd like to introduce FBI Agent Ruben Coleman to you, who he will give you an update on where he's at within the federal investigation. Sir.
Thank you, Chief. My name is Ruben Coleman, and I am the Acting Special Agent in charge of FBI Detroit Field Office, which covers the entire state of Michigan. First, I want to sincerely express our condolences to the victims of this shooting, their families, and this entire community. I would like to also thank Chief Rennie, the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, and all of our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners, other first responders, and the community members for their immediate actions in this situation. This act of violence has no place in our state or anywhere else in our country. The FBI is committed to continue finding out the facts, circumstances, and motives behind this tragedy. I can confirm at this time that the FBI is now leading the investigation and is investigating this as an act of targeted violence. FBI crisis response teams, such as our evidence response teams, SWAT, Special Agent Bomb Technicians, victim specialists, were deployed to the scene. We also have special agents who are continuing to conduct interviews and intelligence and professional staff personnel providing research and analysis. I would like to thank them for their work on this case. We ask that members of the public share any information that would assist us in this investigation, and we encourage them to please report to the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or tips.fbi.gov. Any piece of information could be crucial. We ask that you keep the victims of this tragedy, their families, and the entire community in your prayers. Thank you.
I don't know if there's going to be any new information here. I guess we can just watch it and see.
Thank you, sir. The Michigan State Police continues to respond to several locations throughout the community as we receive additional bomb threats at other locations. Please continue to stay vigilant, and if you see something suspicious, say something. Call the FBI tip line or call 911 to report suspicious activity. This incident is an active investigation. Investigators are tirelessly combing through evidence under difficult circumstances and working to identify each victim as quickly and accurately as possible. The Family Assistance Center will be open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Monday and Tuesday at the Genesis Conference and Banquet Center at 805 Health Park Boulevard in Grand Blanc. If you are still looking for missing family members related to this incident, you may call 248-705-7352 for assistance. The FAC is available to everyone in the community, victims, family members of victims, and community members seeking support who just want to talk. Trained counselors and victim services will be on site. We do not need volunteer counselors at this time, and we are not accepting donations of goods at this time. Please continue to monitor the Grand Blanc Township Facebook page for the latest updates. Once verified donation centers are made public, we will put those on the Facebook page. Also, the next update will be provided, update time will be provided on that Facebook page. And we'll open up to questions this time.
Chief, has the church been cleared of bodies and victims? And if you could answer the podium, please.
So as I said, we're working around the clock now. So we're working tirelessly to find additional bodies. So to answer your question, the entire church has not been cleared because it's a total loss due to the fire. So
Wow.
These first responders right now, they're in recovery mode. They're trying to fight through all the debris from the fire. So no, we have not cleared the entire church just yet.
And I have a quick follow-up. Of the victims, the 4 dead, can you say how many were shot or how many died as a result of the fire?
I could say this, 2 have been shot as a result, or have been shot, 2 of the deceased.
Do you know how many people are unaccounted for?
No, I don't know how many people are unaccounted for at this time. We do know that there are some that are unaccounted for.
Can you explain a little bit about how the fire started at the church?
I will leave that up to the ATF Agent Deere.
The question again?
How did the fire start at the church?
For this incident, the fire started basically the suspect. All indications on this investigation are the suspect used an accelerant of some sort, we believe gasoline, and lit the church on fire.
Was it an IED that you may have used?
There are, at this point, I'm not going to comment on IEDs. I will confirm that there were some suspected explosive devices that were located. But as far as using them to initiate the blaze, I can't say that. This scene is actively being investigated by ATF. Most people don't know that ATF is the federal arson police, and we have a team from across the country coming in, our national response team. It is a cadre of expert fire investigators that are coming here from across the country to investigate this scene and get to the cause or the origin and cause of this fire.
We saw that there was possibly a bomb threat at the Meyer on Atherton. Is that connected to this, and is the home that we saw being searched over there the home of the suspect?
Yeah, that's all still part of the investigation. Sorry, that is still all part of the investigation. We're still working to determine if any of that is related.
Can we speak to the motive? We're hearing speculations that it might have anything to do with the Charlie Kirk assassination in Utah.
That's exactly what it is, a speculation, and we won't come to those types of conclusions for some time.
Do you know if there's any connection between the suspect and the church or its members, any prior connection?
Again, part of the investigation, we're not going to speculate at this time. Right now, we are working tirelessly to recover the victims of this incident and reunite families. Please be patient as we work through that process.
Were the law enforcement officers there close to the scene, and is that how they were able to respond so quickly within just seconds?
Thankfully, yes.
You mentioned there were additional bomb threats. Are there anywhere to stay safe from?
The community should remain vigilant, and anytime they see something suspicious, they should report it immediately.
There's at least one other report that a local church by the bomb squad.
We've searched multiple churches this evening for bomb threat protocol, yes.
Is that based on actual threats? or
Yes.
just- okay.
We received 911 calls about bomb threats or other indications that there was a bomb at a different location. Some of them were churches, and we have responded and cleared those locations.
Did those threats come after the suspect was killed at the church?
Yes.
8
2000.
Oh, that's weird.
Found freedom from the P word through Unchained Leader. My name is Tommy Say. Today I'm one of the head coaches at Unchained Leader, but...
Is there an officer at the church already?
I think that's part of the investigation. Do you have a comment on it?
Were those LDS churches where bomb threats were, or were there other denominations?
I can't. Yeah, I can't answer that at this time. But
What else can we say about the suspect? We're not going to talk about motive, yes, but what else can we say?
right now, what we'd like to do is talk about the heroism that we saw today, the people who responded in such a valiant way to protect the others, both law enforcement, fire department, EMS. Everybody did an excellent job working together to keep people as safe as they possibly could.
We stopped by Holy Family Catholic Church and there was a heavy police presence there. Is this at all connected to one of those bomb threats that you're mentioning? Is it potentially connected to the incident today at the LDS church?
I don't have knowledge of that exact location. Okay. That's going to be all for questions. I thank you for coming and appreciate the assistance. Sure.
Interesting.
Yep. I'm Specialist Lieutenant Kim Vetter, Michigan State Police. VETTER. V as in Victor.
Any of the injuries, any of the people just injured by fire, by burns?
We're still working on that.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Still just 8 people in the hospital?
All right, we just heard from authorities there in Grand Blanc, Michigan, after a church shooting this morning.
That's terrible. Yeah, it sounds like there might have been bomb threats made to other churches or other buildings of the same denomination. I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, there's no basement. Let's see. Why would a maggot? Come on now. Let's see. Well, alright, I'll go to my X feed here. I guess we'll take a look at some of these posts in my feed, and then we'll pop the bubble and go over to the DisAlgorithm.
Bring things that we ran away from to this.
Don't call them asylum seekers. They're illegal migrants. They've come in here illegally. And if they don't assimilate, they have to go.
Hi, I'm Lauren from Urban Scoop. Today I will be showing you exclusive coverage on the ground at Unite the Kingdom, the world's largest free speech rally. Let's go.
I don't want to bring things that we ran away from to this country. There's a reason why we're in this country, is to live in this country's way.
Have you been affected by illegal immigration and unvetted asylum seekers?
Personally, I have, yeah, very much so.
How so?
Well, there's a hotel near where I live. It was my local gym, and they've turned up and caused chaos in the area. Sexual crimes have gone up 85%. Burglaries. Women are too scared to walk their children across the road to school. It's just made the area horrible.
You have 196,000 people who are waiting to claim asylum in this country. It's costing 10 to 12 billion pounds. That should go on our pensioners. That should go on our homeless. It should go on our vets.
My friend lost his son 3 weeks ago, 35-year-old, committed suicide. 2 trips to Afghanistan and no help from anyone.
How is what's going on in the UK affecting you and your daughter at the moment?
It's not safe to walk out. Every time someone's going out, they're getting raped on our streets. School kids are not safe. They can't even walk home from school without being attacked. We've got 2 migrant hotels near us, so something needs to be done.
We know Sharia law is in the UK and is getting bigger.
We've got more Sharia law in this country than any of the Arab countries have in the Middle East. Did you know that?
I did, and I also know the mainstream media would never tell you about that. What does that tell you?
What are they doing to us?
You can see patriots who have paid into the system their entire lives have been abandoned by our government. Your mainstream media is censoring the news, and we are on the ground to get the full story about what's going on. For the people, by the people, we are Urban Scoop.
Yeah, it's just happening everywhere. It seems like right after, as far as I can tell, right after the Occupy Wall Street and the Tea Party movement, it seems like that kind of freaked out a lot of the elite people in the country. And it seems like right after that, that's when all the censorship started. That's when all the culture war started. So I'm wondering if they got together and decided, we need to make these people fight amongst each other. And so they came up with a plan to, get us all fighting at each other and at each other's necks. So we're not, hindering their pillaging of our countries. Yeah, I think we need to reevaluate who we think our adversaries are. But I don't know. Let's see. What is this?
What you mean? What you was in there for?
Prostitution.
Just bailed you out.
Okay, why?
Nah, this is what we do. We have a YouTube channel. We just bail strangers out of jail.
So you don't need nothing from me?
What you mean? What you was in there for?
Prostitution and assault.
Prostitution and assault? She's fresh out of jail. She just got home today. So I'm taking her a little shopping spree. She got whatever she wants. Yeah,
Whatever I wanted. So I'm gonna do this. And I think some lipstick. Okay, period. And I definitely need an eyebrow pencil because I definitely need to do my eyebrow. Like, for sure. This should be good enough.
What the fuck? $40 for makeup? It's light though. It's not too crazy. Alright. Thank you so much. You got 10 minutes to do your makeup.
Kid, anything you want. What? $40?
Hi, Daddy. Ready for my attention?
You look good for the viewers. You look good. You look good.
I'm gonna ask when I get home.
Oh, you got another client?
No, you coming with me.
What you mean?
You're coming with me.
Coming where?
To my house.
I'm not coming home. I'm not going nowhere with you. Hold on, relax. Why you getting aggressive?
Coming with me.
Can you stop being so aggressive? Can you back up? We bailed you out of jail. We did you a favor. That's it. We going home now. We're not on the type of time. Sorry. Thank you. Get off me. Get the fuck off me, bro. Are you crazy?
You're coming home with me.
I'm not going nowhere with you.
What the heck? Bro forgot the assault part of the churches. You're coming home. Oh my gosh. What is this?
Personality, Joe Rogan. Joe, let me start with you. Will mixed martial arts peak and fall like kickboxing, or will it become a permanent part of the sports culture?
Well, I certainly think it's a permanent part of the sports culture. It's a much more exciting sport than any of the other combat sports that are out there right now. And that's why it's here, and that's why it's the fastest growing sport in the world.
Lou, what do you think of UFC?
I'm not a big fan, but I tend to agree with Joe that it seems to have a fan base. It's one company dominating an entire industry. My guess is that as long as they can continue to get young white guys to watch, they're gonna be there for a long time.
Do you think it stays around? Does it compete with boxing or overtake boxing, Lou?
It's got nothing to do with boxing, the same way wrestling has nothing to do with boxing. It's a different form of entertainment. It's in a cage.
Yeah, but pro wrestling is fake. I mean, this is actual combat competition, Lou. That's very different from WWE.
Yeah, but it's it's sort of like human cockfighting in my view, or pit bull fighting. Guys are elbowing each other to the heads. Guys are kneeing each other. They get into leg locks and start rolling around on the ground. in submission holes.
Joe, you can't respond to that first, Joe.
How is that human cockfighting? You know what that is? That's actual fighting. You know what boxing is? Well, boxing is a very limited form of fighting. It's kind of a silly agreement. Say, like, we hate each other, we're going to fight, we're going to duke it out man to man, but we're only going to use our hands. That's it. What ultimate fighting is, it's the actual sport of fighting. It encompasses all aspects of fighting: ground game, kicking, punching, elbows, submissions, all the above. That's why it's much more exciting. That's why it's a much more dynamic sport. What boxing is one aspect of mixed martial arts.
If we ever advertise boxing matches on ESPN or HBO or any place else with blood splats like you do on your Spike TV show, the State Athletic Commissions would jump all over us. It's a different form of entertainment.
I have nothing to do with how they advertise it. I don't agree that blood is a very important part of the sport, and I actually don't agree that elbows are a very important part of the sport. You know, I think there's some aspects of the sport that can be changed or moved around, but the most important thing is that it's the sport of fighting. And what boxing is sport of punching. That's all it is. And there's so many aspects of boxing that are really ineffective, that don't really work in a real fight. All the bobbing and weaving and shoulder rolling, all the beautiful moves that Pernell Whitaker and James Toney and some of those. Well, I'm a boxing fan. I love boxing.
No, you're not a
and,
boxing
I mean,
fan.
there's some great. Yes, how do you say I'm not a boxing fan?
Because you don't get it. It's a science. Defense is as important as offense. Guys like you would never
totally
care
understand.
about Willie Pep or Pernell Whitaker or Floyd Mayweather.
First of all, you're wrong. I just said Pernell Whitaker. You don't know me, and you don't know what I'm a fan of. I am a fan of boxing. It's a beautiful sport, but it's a sport that encompasses one aspect of fighting. What ultimate fighting is a sport of fighting. What you guys don't understand, you guys are a dying breed. You boxing guys, oh, it's humans cockfighting. What you don't understand is your sport is getting swallowed.
No, he knows that.
By a greater, more efficient, more spectacular sport.
Hey,
it's not
it's
slowly getting swallowed. The famous people that you have right now are the only famous people that are going to exist in the future for boxing. The Oscar De La Hoyas, the Bernard Hopkins, the Jermaine Taylors, the guys that were already famous before UFC came along. There will be no new ones.
Hey, Lou,
they
can
will
boxing
all go to MMA.
Lou, can boxing respond to a sport that has
Look how mad he is.
Again, you're going to
He is so mad.
fighters, but not the sport as a whole. So can boxing match that?
It's very difficult when you have one company dominating the whole world. Most of the product, other than UFC, is complete garbage. UFC is well packaged.
That's not true at all.
Well,
That's not true at all.
Sport, though.
WEC
Hey, Lou,
has excellent fights. Pride has excellent fights.
Hey, Lou,
There's the IFL. There's a lot of organizations that put on great fights. Bulldog Fights put on excellent fights. I don't know anything, dude. I lease my car. I don't even own my house. I got a mortgage. I don't even know what you're talking about. You telling me that I'm not a boxing fan. Dude, you're a guy who's taking this all very personal because you realize your sport is getting swallowed.
About your sport
it's going to go away. You are saying that I'm not even a boxing fan. You're saying that I don't like Willie Pep. Meanwhile, I have a collection of DVDs of old fights. I've got all sorts of old fights on DVD that I watch. I love boxing. I am a boxing fan, a huge Roberto Duran fan.
Lou, I think, has the salient point here, and that boxing has kind of done it to itself. But recently, first, guys, I want you to respond to this. I spoke to both top fighters in each sport very recently, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather, the welterweight champion of the world, and Chuck Liddell. They both had quite a bit to say about the other sport.
I mean, I feel the guys that's in the UFC couldn't make it in boxing, so they chose the UFC. I mean, they fight for like, what, 12 minutes, tattoo their head, put a couple piercings in their lip, in their ear, whatever, and go out there and fight for a street fight for 12 minutes.
He couldn't cut it in our sport. I mean, I got a 135-pounder that lives with me that would drop him on his head. He would make it out of the first round, you know. So he's 150 pounds. It's taking him down would be easy. I mean, it's not. It wouldn't be a fight.
Lou, let's start with you. Respond to both guys there.
They may both be right. I said from the beginning, it's apples and oranges. They may both be right. I don't think Floyd would do very well in a street fight in a cage, and I don't think that if the following boxing rules, these guys that are experts in various forms of fighting are going to be able to walk in there and deal with the science of a Floyd Mayweather. So I tend to think they're probably both right.
Joe?
Well, for Floyd Mayweather saying that these guys couldn't make it in boxing, much of them started out with wrestling or grappling backgrounds. A lot of guys started out with judo backgrounds or wrestling backgrounds, and mixed martial arts or the Ultimate Fighting Championship is the first avenue that they have for, to compete as a professional athlete in their sport. I mean, they have these guys we have in the UFC that have fought in the Olympics. We have guys that have wrestled in the Olympics that didn't have an avenue for professional competition before the UFC. You know, I think boxing is a great sport, but it is that. It is a sport, and it is a limited sport in the fact that it is one aspect of fighting. It is one aspect of mixed martial arts.
And yet, Joe,
What
I
the
would,
UFC is
right, it's
all
true.
aspects put together.
I would just say with hands, I think guys using their hands because it is limited, it is, to me, more aesthetically pleasing. At the same time, I think you have to give respect to the guys in jiu-jitsu and everything else. Lou DiBella, Joe Rogan,
It's not aesthetically pleasing to me. I think that jiu-jitsu is very aesthetically
Oh,
pleasing.
no, I think it is
if you
too,
understand
but,
the game, if you know what's happening.
Quick submissions is not as fun as guys who will have to open up their hands and use combinations.
I completely
and that sort of
disagree.
thing.
I completely
we'll
disagree.
Do it another time.
A
Joe?
beautiful rear naked choke.
Thank you so much,
Come
Joe
on, man.
Rogan.
This is exciting.
And Lou DiBella.
Lou
Thank
DiBella,
you,
I
guys.
love you. Big kiss.
Take care, Joe.
Let's go through some history.
All right. Thomas Sowell quotes, unfortunately, a whole industry of civil rights activists, politicians, and miscellaneous hustlers has every vested interest in promoting victimhood, resentment, and paranoia instead.
Oh, hey, I seen you on. Yeah, I know you fucking. Oh, hey, I seen you on YouTube. I was watching on live, and you were, protecting a female. I came down here because of you.
Thank you.
Because I seen you on YouTube. There's a guy watching you, and I seen everyone, and I was like, I told my girl, I was like, nah, fuck that. I gotta go down there. I live out in Beaverton, and I wear this hat every day at work. I work at Safeway, and don't no one say shit. But yeah.
So then what do you think of what's happening right now?
They obviously don't have a job. How do you guys pay rent? Hey. How do you pay rent? I got my own spot. I'll give you in the house. How do you pay rent?
Hey, listen, I got a job. Check my bag. Hey, I got a job right here. I work at Taco Bell.
Okay.
I work at Taco Bell, but I just got off.
Hey, I respect that. Who else has a job? Take off your mask. Let me see. I'm a YouTuber.
So annoying. So it says a brave patriot wearing a MAGA hat and carrying an American flag has arrived outside ICE facility in Portland. He said he came out after seeing my security guard and I getting surrounded by Antifa and wanted to show his support.
Oh, hey, I seen you on YouTube. I was watching on live, and you were.
Do you support Elon Musk going back to exposing the Democratic Party on a daily basis? Yeah. All right, Gunther Engelman. I don't want to see all Gunther Engelman's posts. This is who was just picked to lead the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. What was that guy doing? ICE tried to catch the food delivery guy in Chicago. What was he doing? He got away. Okay. ADL on Antifa, they're not really normally violent or extreme. ADL on TPUSA, they're an extremist hate group. The ADL is a total joke. This is Bad Bunny. He was just announced to be 2026. I don't care. So don't watch it. I don't want to watch it.
Labour is pushing digital ID hard, and they say it's going to control migration. But France and Germany have digital ID, and they've got record migration, so that's a lie. They also say it's going to control the black market economy. But the whole point of the black market economy is that you don't get asked for your ID. So that's a lie as well. So if it isn't going to do the things that they say it's going to do and why they want it, why do they want it, and why are they using threats to implement it? Starmer said very clearly and menacingly yesterday, you will not work in the UK if you don't have a digital ID. So I won't be able to work, feed my family, house them, over my dead body. Try it, Keir. So we already have a national insurance number. You cannot, without that number, get a bank account, rent a house, hire a lawyer for anything. You can't do anything without a national insurance number. So we have the security that we need to check our ID. So if it isn't about security, what's it about? It's about surveillance and control. It's right out of the UN's Agenda 2030. There was a dry run in COVID. Do you remember COVID, where you couldn't eat out, get on a plane, go to university? For some people, go to work without flashing your QR code on your phone. Well, let's extrapolate that a bit further. You dare to criticise migration or net zero. You dare to say that a man cannot be a woman. By the way, he can't. And you dare to raise the flag and be proud of it. You might find yourselves very quickly via your digital ID penalised, and already we have 35 people a day in the UK who are being arrested for offensive speech. So the next step on from here is digital money. I've been saying it for ages, it's coming. Your wages, your savings, your spending, your travel, all linked to your digital ID. Step out of line, say something they don't like, and they will switch you off. No travel, no car, no spending, no life. This is the Fabian autocrat's wet dream, headed by Tony Blair. And if you agree to it, you are agreeing to shackle yourself to a life without an ounce of freedom henceforth.
Yep. So Andy No is saying some leftists in Portland, Oregon, put up anti-news signs. They claim my reporting is ruining PDX. What the heck? All right, I'm gonna. Hold on, I want to see this. Just dropped her on her butt. Shame, shame, shame. She fell hard, dang. Why did it make that noise? Oh. Ow. Alright. I'm gonna pop the bubble and go over to the DisAlgorithm. Take a look at what the other side is posting. Oh boy, it's all new stuff here. Alright, I'm gonna have to quit following this stuff. Alright, I'm gonna switch over for you. I know it seems dark right now, but please, I implore you to not give up. This is Lakota Man. I see an immeasurable brightness waiting for you where the western sky meets the horizon. I humbly ask the Creator, Wakantanka, to give you reassurance, love, and spiritual guidance. Peace be with you. Oh, wait, I forgot I'm on mine. Never mind. I was going to put Jesus Christ is the Lord, but I I forgot I'm on DisAlgorithm, so. Let's see. So the FBI under Donald Trump, which was led by the guy Donald Trump appointed, is responsible for the attack on the U.S. Capitol, which Donald Trump incited his supporters. Are MAGA really this dumb? Stupid. Whatever, dude. Yeah, there was 270 something plainclothes officers and agents in the crowd, and there's plenty of video of these guys instigating and breaking windows and covering their faces and trying to be trying to start things off and get people to go inside and yeah, just like you saw that umbrella guy during the riots who was just breaking out the window of that tire shop, and then as soon as he was put on video, he walked off or whatever and became threatening, but he totally looked like a Fed or an officer. Yeah, there's all kinds of that happening at the Capitol also, and people changing out of black gear into Trump regalia and whatnot, changing clothing, and then officers getting taken inside where they flash their badge and high five each other, and yeah, they caused the riot, they instigated all that, and it was all a show for the cameras. And then they told everyone that Trump supporters had attacked the Capitol and were killing all kinds of officers, which is a total lie. It's the total opposite. They trampled an old lady. They shot a woman. And attacked the protesters. And they were firing gas behind the crowd, getting them to charge forward, and then hitting them as they were approaching, And then of course people got rowdy. I'm not saying or condoning any of the violence that came from actual Trump supporters where they're, using their flags and whatnot, and taking down barriers. Even though there was definitely people out there instigating stuff, I don't condone any of the violence that did happen. And and it became a spectacle, But when I saw that, basically I was just like, finally we're getting something done. Finally we're at the doorsteps of the government. Hopefully we can take it back. But violence isn't the answer, and we ended up getting harangued and attacked for that. So it was good that we voted in Donald Trump, and I'm glad that we can hopefully take our country back. He's doing a lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff too. We'll see what happens though. All right, this is Adam Kingsbury. Let's see what it is.
About who takes the blame. Okay, so I'm struggling to understand something. As you guys know,
Well, I'm sure you are.
I've been critical of Democratic leadership, and I've said you guys should have spent the last 3 months reminding everybody that you don't have any control over government. You don't have the House, you don't have the Senate, you don't have the presidency. Therefore, you bear no responsibility if the government shuts down, period. The Republicans wanted total control. They have total control. So it's not on you guys, Democrats. You could just simply say, if you need our help, we're here, but it's on you. Now, Donald Trump has threatened that if the government shuts down, he's going to sabotage government, he's going to fire everybody, he's going to whatever. And nobody wants that. But why is it that Democrats are not out there, the leaders are not out there saying, okay, if you want to sabotage your government, I mean, that's pretty reckless, but you're the president in a shutdown.
Yep.
If that's really what
He's
you
the
want to do,
president, so tough. Maybe you need to get a president in there that actually does something.
Was too short, it's that it was too long. The problem is not that Kamala's campaign was too short, it's that it was too long. That when people actually listened to what she had to say, her polling went down and down and down.
Yeah.
I think that if we had a 150-day campaign, we probably would have had 3 additional Republican senators, and Donald Trump would have won by an even bigger landslide, because the more people know about Kamala Harris, the more they realize there's no substance there. I mean, agree or disagree with Barack Obama or Bill Clinton.
There's some substance
they actually
use.
had substance. They could actually articulate a viewpoint. I listened to Kamala Harris
Particularly
for 90 seconds,
alcohol.
and I actually feel like I've gotten dumber in the process, and I have no idea what she actually believes. That's the problem with Kamala Harris, and it's going to continue to be her problem unless she actually learns how to develop a viewpoint, articulate it for the American people. Just say what you actually believe. Don't do this word salad, talking around in circles. It doesn't work, and it's why she didn't win. The problem is not that Kamala's campaign was too short, it's that it was too long.
She was
when
she was
people
drunk
actually
the whole time. Wow, ICE Nazis in Chicago tried to kidnap this food delivery worker, but the guy was too fast. Kidnap, yeah. Arresting is kidnapping to these guys. Who else thinks this idea of attaching a giant ballroom to one side of the White House is one of the tackiest ideas of all time? If they need a ballroom, then make a ballroom. Add another part over here. Make it even. Over here. Adam Schiff, he says he wants to dictate what the press can say. What a university can teach, whom a company can employ, to whom the law shall apply. He who wants all this is not a president, but strives to be a dictator, and all who succumb are not citizens, but subjects. What a crybaby, Adam Schiff. You're next, buddy. You're next. He wants to dictate what the press can say. You mean the press that interrupts his speeches and does fact checks on him instead of showing his actual speech, and wants to put words in his mouth and correct what he's saying? You mean that press? What a university can teach? You mean the university? He's not stopping any of them from doing anything. He's just retracting the funding that they're getting from the government, whom a company can employ. You mean the illegals that you guys want to pay at a lower wage to replace American workers, and whom the law shall apply? You mean you didn't totally use the law to go after your political enemies when you were in charge? Oh no, our former president and current candidate was not arrested several times. No. Yeah, you guys can eat it. All right, well, that's all I got for today, you guys. It's just crazy what we're seeing. I pray for the families that are going through all this tragedy, and just our whole community of Christianity and the Latter-day Saints. My heart is with you, and I'm praying every day that that this stops and that this doesn't continue. I hate seeing it. I hate hearing about it. You can tell we're definitely in end times, and I hope Jesus comes soon. And everyone, when he does come, everyone will realize what they've done, and they will get on their knees and they will beg for forgiveness, and they will cry about how wrong they were and how twisted they got. And every tongue shall confess that Jesus is the Christ. I can't wait for that day. But my thoughts and prayers are with everyone in these tough times. Even if you're not Christian, just please, I pray that you are safe and your family is protected, and we just want the best for everyone. So, I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day and a safe day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
The DisAlgorithm.